Hello everyone. So before we start this video, a quick mention of the ongoing fundraiser I have with NAFO 69th Sniffing Brigade to raise money for supply trucks for Ukraine. Despite the events of today, these trucks are still needed, as the counter-offensive is still ongoing. The fundraiser features Sukamaima's channel patches. The link is in the description, and any help would be greatly appreciated. So, a lot of interesting events took place today, some of which I would never have predicted in a million years. So this is going to be quite an interesting video. So I'll start with possibly the most interesting news. Less than an hour or so ago, the Russian presidential Il-96 aircraft took off from Moscow, heading towards St. Petersburg. Now it is unconfirmed if Putin was on board or not, but if I was a betting man, I would bet that he was. So while Zelensky said, "I need bullets, not a helicopter," Putin said, "Get me out of Dodge." So it is very possible, given this flight track, that Putin has fled to St. Petersburg, or, if we translate that into Russian, strategically redeployed to St. Petersburg. Now in my original video on today's events, I said we hadn't seen any shooting. That has certainly changed. Now I won't cover every loss, just some of the important bits. So this video here shows the shooting down of a Russian An-24 transport aircraft near Voronezh. In the video, I'm going to differentiate Russian and Wagner. So this was an An-24, a Russian An-24. Some sources saying carrying Russian reinforcements, but others saying just 3 troops were on board. The other major incident is this. This shows an oil depot in Voronezh being destroyed by helicopters. It's unclear who destroyed it. I would assume since Voronezh was under Wagner control at this point, it was Russia hitting it to deny Wagner the oil. And as far as I'm aware, Wagner doesn't have any Kar-52 helicopters in its forces yet. But it could be that a Russian holdout was here, and Wagner destroyed it to remove a Russian firing position. But I do think this was Russian forces destroying the oil depot. We also have confirmation that at least 3 helicopters have been shot down. This video here shows a Russian Kar-52 engaged by a Strela 10 SAM system. The Strela misses, but it does show that Wagner does have air defense systems in place, not just manpads. Oryx already has a page up, showing some of the losses so far. This is visually confirmed losses, so there are likely more that we haven't seen yet. So now, how strong is this Wagner army? Well, it's sizable. Prigozhin initially said he had around 25,000 men. A few other sources said up to 50,000. That number may well have grew by now, as there are unconfirmed reports that he's broken open some Rostov prisons to arm convicts. Not to mention regular Russian forces joining him. Rostov, if you remember, was taken without a shot being fired, other than a couple of helicopter incidents. So it certainly seems that the Russian regular army are either standing aside or some actively joining Wagner's forces. As some of the equipment is shown in the video playing now. So here we have a lot of utility trucks, a hodgepodge of engineering equipment and SUVs. Some of my favourite Scooby-Doo vans are here, in case any ghosts appear. Heavy equipment, we can see a T-72, BMP-2, BRDM-2s, a Panzer SAM system. This isn't a ragtag army. Prigozhin has a lot of strength behind him, which is to be expected. And note that the T-72 so far are on truck transporters, enabling them to travel faster. So it seems that Prigozhin is hoping that this is very quick, and I assume with a minimal bloodshed without the need to deploy his heavy armour. I guess he's expecting the Russian army to stand aside or join him. Prigozhin isn't an idiot. He wouldn't have made a move like this unless he was confident of victory. And Wagner forces are fiercely loyal to him. There isn't any real fracturing in the Wagner ranks, the way there is with the regular Russian armed forces. Now, I've run out of things to talk about the makeup of Wagner's forces, and this video goes on for a little bit longer. So at the end, I'll put the video on in full at the end of the video so you can see it there. So Wagner are approaching Moscow. How is Moscow preparing? There are unconfirmed reports that Putin plans to blow some key bridges if Wagner get too close. But I'll stick to what is confirmed, and what is confirmed is that dump trucks with sand are appearing in the roads leading into Moscow, as seen here, to block the routes from Wagner approaching. They are also building defensive positions near Sepakov, 100 kilometers away from Moscow. So far, the troops based around Moscow look like they do remain loyal to Putin. Whether they remain loyal to him once Wagner arrives, that remains to be seen. They could very well lay down their arms and let Wagner march past unopposed, or even join Wagner's ranks. Never did I expect to see Moscow preparing to fight a ground war, especially against Wagner. Now, where are Wagner at the moment? The last confirmation I can find is Lipetsk Oblast, shown here, about 350 kilometers or so from Moscow itself. Not all of Wagner's forces are going here. Some have been left behind to secure Rostov and Voronezh. This video here shows Wagner blocking the road and placing anti-tank mines because, and this could get very spicy, Kadyrov's Chechen TikTok brigade are reportedly on their way to aid Putin, not to join Wagner, so we could see a clash between Wagner and the Chechens. Now, does the army support Prigozhin or not? Well, this video here shows Prigozhin in Rostov. Alongside him are Colonel General Jonas Beck, the Deputy Minister of Defense, and Deputy Chief of Russian Military Intelligence, Lieutenant General Vladimir Alexeyev. They look pretty cozy, like they've thrown in their lot with Prigozhin, rather than being sent to negotiate. So that is interesting. Prigozhin is pretty smart. I don't think he would have done this if he didn't have support from elsewhere in the Russian military. I don't have an English translation of what's been discussed yet, but as this is the end of this video for now, I will play it in full once I've said my goodbyes. If you found this video interesting, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks again, and take care everybody. I'll now play the video with Prigozhin.
По нам стрелять, а мы их сбивать. Сбили? Третьего. Собьем все, если вы будете их посылать. Потому что вы долбите по мирным жителям. Вы уничтожаете мирняк. Вы только что развалили автобус с людьми. И совести у вас никакой не было от этого.
Ну, во-первых, это я первый раз слышу. Я ехал разговаривать.
Я с вами на вы разговариваю. Что поехал? Ну кто вы такой, чтобы со мной на ты разговаривать? А?
Никто не разговаривал. Я говорю, не надо обобщать. Ну, надо, если вы сам просто на вы.
Да, я на вы говорю, да, с вами.
То есть, если вы говорите, не меня, там, нет. Поэтому, да. Ну, давайте так, все равно думать. Что делать? Что мы делаем?
Еще раз. Мы сюда приехали. Мы хотим получить начальника генштаба и шайки. Пока их не будет, мы находимся здесь, блокируем город Ростов и идем в Москву.
Да, я вас очень попрошу,
да.
дать свои как-то вывешки.
Нет, ни в коем случае. Ребята будут находиться здесь.
Нет, ну это уже вот когда идет с точки зрения...
Мы вам не мешаем управлять войсками.
Управлять войсками, конечно, не должны мешать никто, потому что там ребята гибнут так же, как и...
Ребята гибнут, потому что вы их на мясо толкаете.
Такой вопрос.
Это вопрос не риторический. Ребята гибнут, потому что вы их заталкиваете на мясо. Без боеприпасов, без мыслей, без каких-либо планов. Просто престарелые клоуны.
Самое большое, что меня огорчает, что 3 дня минимум в Киеве был праздник шампанского.
Где?
В Киеве.
Ничего страшного. Праздник в шампанском в Киеве, когда вы бросаете красные лиманы, изюмы и все остальное. Вот тогда праздник по неделе в Киеве. А мы ниоткуда не бежим. И поэтому мы пришли сюда для того, чтобы прекратился позор страны, в которой мы живем.
Если мы говорим о таком...
Это первое.
Вы не начали вот таким
конечно, да. Послушайте, еще раз. Если бы мы с вами разговаривали в нормальном тоне, мы бы сюда на танках не приехали. Понимаете?
Не встречали бы вертолеты. Вы считаете, что все, что вы сейчас делаете, это так?
Абсолютно правильно. Мы спасаем Россию.
Да.
Сними меня, сними.
Они нас не застрелят, блядь. А? Заправляй. Ебать, нахуй.
Вагнер, я с ним разговаривал. Да, только вот тут за машину он искал. Вагнер. Снял меня.
Блять, пушка, нахуй.
Видишь, куда наставлено? Видишь, они дежурят, стоят.
А почему на ту сторону?
Оттуда сейчас полетит вертолет, самолет, хуярит эту колонну.
Наши?
Нас вместе с ними, да. Похоронят и все, блядь. А вон, в прицепах там что творится.
Охуеть, блядь.
Головореза, нахуй. Не снимай особо, а то все скажут. Ты на нас наставил. Видал, пулеметчик, блядь. Короткий, сними на 10 минут, блядь. Вот танковые нахуй войска, блядь.